Hello, everyone. Welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday. Oh my God, it's been such a minute since I've been on here talking with you all. I am so duper, super duper excited because y'all, I got some amazing guests with me today, and they are going to be filling you all in on the good juice. I mean, we got some juice coming. But again, for those who are tuning in, don't know who I am. My name is Tandra Price. No, let me change that. I'm Dr. Tandra Price. I am
Doctor.
formerly known as the Networking Ninja. I always like to do my little sound where we bring helpful networking tips to you to help you grow your business. But y'all, this is so special time that we have today that we are going to be sharing some very good information. So, I always say note takers are money makers. So get your information out so you can take notes on some of this good juicy stuff and how you can be a part of what we're going to be talking about today. But first, before we get started, I want everyone to introduce themselves. And, I always say everybody can introduce themselves better than I can. So we're going to start to our right here. Mrs. Booth, you just start introducing yourself and then we'll just go around. Tell the audience a little bit about who you are, what you do, and we'll go from there.
Okay, I'm Jaleisha Booth from Oklahoma City. I'm the founder of the James Booth Foundation, which was initiated in honor of my dad, James Booth, who spent a lot of his life legacy serving the student athletes of the Oklahoma City area. And I thought it'd be a great idea to continue his lifelong work since his transition to heaven. And we serve our children that play basketball by way of offering them new shoes, socks. We even take care of their registration fees and other needs that they've approached us with. And a little bit more about myself, I'm a former environmental scientist turned real estate investor that decided to go ahead and launch this as a labor of love, not only to honor my dad, but to serve the students of the greater Oklahoma City area.
Wow. Awesome. That is so amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's go down to our left. Okay, so I'm gonna probably be bad with
Mhm.
names, so just father and son, y'all. We got duo here, so
Mhm.
just both of y'all just go ahead. I don't care which one of you go first. Just introduce yourself.
I'll go ahead and go first. For the audience that's not familiar, my name is Kareem Muhammad. I'm the founder, executive director of Teachers Appreciation Foundation, and it's a nonprofit organization, a movement I started roughly 10 years ago to honor the unsung heroes, which being the educators, custodians, cafeteria workers, the whole plethora of staff that doesn't get recognized. So the movement of TAF, Teachers Appreciation Foundation, is here to recognize and sing for those unsung heroes. And we'll elaborate on that as we get into our interview.
Yeah, look, because I got some questions for you, right?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we got son now. Come on, introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Malik Muhammad. I am a board member of Teachers Appreciation Foundation. Also, going to be the voice of Teachers Appreciation Foundation following the stroke of my father. Um, God willing, he was able to pull through, and it wasn't as severe as it needed as it could have been. But yes, that's a little bit about myself.
Okay, you just shy. We know, but that's okay. Let's kind of dive deep into this because we know as a time such as this how important this is. So let's talk about this, especially with the education system and everything that's going on, and we know how critical it is. Let's talk about the importance of this. So give me some juice about why you feel that this is something that is such relevant right now in today.
Okay. Jaleisha, you want to answer that or
I'll let you go ahead and take this one um,
okay?
because I'd like to trail what I think you're about to say with a couple of good things. Mhm.
Okay. No problem. As I echo on a lot of different platforms, you can the end all be all into whatever
Mhm.
you want to do, whenever you want to be involves education.
Mhm.
It can never be undermined or underdeveloped.
Mhm.
So whatever you want to be in life, I mean, education is the key. And you know, I don't want anybody to treat what I say as a cliche.
Okay.
I mean, that's exactly what it is. Education is the end all be all. It don't necessarily have to be the traditional classroom setting.
Mhm.
I like to read a lot, so every day I want to enhance and catapult my intellect just by self-educating myself on new things to learn, or new things to do. And I hope that answers your question or
It,
any curiosities that your audience may even have.
yes,
Mhm.
it really does, because I mean, I even say, even for myself, every morning I wake up and I feel that, I'm waiting on my teacher to come and, educate me on whatever it is that's out there, whether it's through, social media, LinkedIn. I think there's a certain part of us that has to keep that personal development going, and how we transition that over into just our kids or just youth that are watching us. There's so many people that, pay attention to what we're doing, and how do we get there. And that's a part of our education, educating them on the importance of why education is so important, especially at a time as this, especially with where things are going economically with us in our communities. So give me some more feedback on that, on what you guys think that is so important.
Education is so important. And I want to say thank you for bearing with me. I had an unstable connection, so I had to defer to Kareem for just a moment. But education is not only taught in a classroom setting, but as we all know, a lot of lessons are taught, but most often they're caught. And so that's why leadership and intentional questioning, intentional presence is so important with our students. And not just our students, but even in our educational system, the leadership matters so much. When teachers know that their principals and the administrators care, the superintendent is willing to listen, it has a huge effect on the culture of the school itself and of the district. Parental involvement is so important with the students. And what I found lately is it is less and less of that. A lot of people, unfortunately, are so busy and so distracted that time just isn't spent how we would like to see it. And so that's where organizations like ours come into play, like with TAF. Now you have someone that is acknowledging our paraprofessionals and other people that have a huge supportive role, just as much as the teachers, the counselors, and the principals, who typically always are recognized in some form or fashion, to encourage them to stay the course. Because you know what? Those are tough jobs. Those positions are typically always open in most cities. And it's a reason for that. It's because it's strenuous. So kudos to those who get an award from TAF. And like I will tell you, with the James Booth Foundation, I did not mention that my dad, he actually was a volunteer for about 20 years when he was working in the oil and gas industry. And he started his love of volunteering through his professional career, which actually ended up segueing into the Oklahoma City Public Schools, creating the position just for him. And that's where he really left his mark, was at John Marshall High School in Oklahoma City. So it's just nice to see that professionals, even after retirement, they'll still invest their time, their resources, and frankly, their love into the students. And what ends up happening is the kids, they really latch on to that. And you leave a legacy and you leave a mark in their hearts where they, in turn, want to do the same for others.
Yes, yes. You just kind of took the words right out of my mouth, especially when we talk about legacy. I think there was
Mhm.
a while back, and I remember when we did an interview together, and we talked about just the people who we don't think that makes a difference in the school system. The janitors, the cafeteria lady,
Mhm.
those
Hmm.
people really play an important role into everything. Just like you said, what we're doing here, and how they need to be appreciated. Because believe it or not, our youth or and the children in the school system, they learn from them. It's like an
Mhm.
everyday process learning system. I really like that. And even with the leadership part of it, which makes it huge, I love for people in the community to understand the importance of education and giving back. I mean, because that's kind of really the legacy, like you said, that we're leaving here, that we're doing to inspire and motivate others. Because really and truly, even after education, we're looking at people being entrepreneurs and going on to be able to help other people, and then other people and other people. So I am so touched by what you said. So that just really kind of warmed my heart. So let's talk a little bit about some of the things that you've seen, maybe some of the results, with the powerful things that other people that's been a part and got the awards from your program that's done in the community. Let's kind of talk about that a little bit.
Well, the TAF Awards, it highlights, it encompasses not only educators but dignitaries and the support staff. You know, people that's done some momentous things in the community, i.e., the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
You may have different aristocracies that has influenced the communities, and of course we scout the traditional classroom teacher, i.e., educator.
Mm-hmm.
And what we do, just we sought out to capture different time slots in people's lives. Say for an example, we had given an award to a lady. She was a custodian for well over 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
and she was befuddled because she was like, nobody has ever done anything like this before for us. And once we release our kids to the world to go to these institutions, we expect for the restrooms to be clean. We expect for the cafeteria staff to feed
Mm-hmm.
our children, to give proper nutrition that we may inadvertently take for granted. So, as I echo, time and time again, the TAF Awards is the platform for lights, camera, action, to be the gregarious entertainment. Excuse me, I and we'll talk about this as well. I had a stroke not too long ago, and sometimes I have to catch my breath.
Mm-hmm.
So please bear with me.
Take your
Please bear
time.
with me.
Just take your time.
Um, and so the TAF Awards, as I echo again and again, is just a platform to honor the different areas and educators and community leaders that affect our communities and enable them to grow.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, son, listen, you didn't got quiet over there on us. We ain't gonna leave you out of the conversation. I include everybody in the conversation.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
give us a little comment on what we've been talking about. The importance of it. Kind of, where do you see this moving? Let's go there. Let's ask this question. Where do you see? Because you've been doing this for quite some time. I
Yes,
mean,
ma'am.
like, what are some of the goals and plans that you see moving forward with your program? Because now I know when you first started, when I came to Oklahoma City, and I first, knew you, got to meet you. Your program was here. Now it's like didn't blossom. So I know that there's still growth that you have planned for what you're doing. So kind of give us an insight on what you're doing there, with what your expectations are moving forward in the future.
Well, of course, as you mentioned, it did start here in Oklahoma. Last year we did partner with some people overseas in Beijing. This year we're reaching out to different radio stations across the country. We have another interview in North Carolina. So, we're just continually, slowly spreading it across the nation because it is very important. Not just the teachers, as my father echoed, it is everybody that is important when it comes to teaching the village, because it takes a village to raise a child. And that's an old saying, but while we're all at work, the village is the school. And so that
Mhm.
would be the custodian workers and the bus drivers and the counselors and people in the front office and everyone. And they all deserve accolades because, as it was echoed earlier, that job is very strenuous. It is hard. It's not an easy job, and different with dealing with a lot of different personalities. It's hard, and so we like to commend them and give them the love and the recognition that they all deserve. So we're just slowly, branching out as we can and continuing to build slow, you know, bit by bit, piece by piece.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, let's just reset the room. Thank you all for joining us on all of our different platforms. But let's just reset the room. This is Tandra Price. We're again Talk to Me Tuesday, where we share helpful networking tips to help grow your business. But we have some phenomenal guests today that is sharing something so major that's going to be taking place. That you know what, this is such as a time as this. We want to make sure that we are showing our appreciation. I mean, there's been so much that's happened over the last couple of years, especially with COVID and everything, that's really kind of changed a little bit of our education, but it's still so much important that needs to take place. I know that we kind of talked about this a while back. We never really kind of started from the beginning. So, can you kind of really tell our listeners kind of how this really all got started? I know you kind of talked a little bit, but it had a little bit to do with your mother as well. So, can you talk a little bit about the beginnings of how this really got started from the ground up, how it got birthed?
Absolutely. The mustard seed came from my mom in terms of she inspired me to want to do something for retired school teachers initially. So I came to her, I said, Mom, I have an idea. I want to honor retired school teachers and have a little celebration banquet or whatnot. It was still in its raw stage. She said, I've been to enough banquets, come with something else. So, she kind of scrutinized me, which it really motivated me more, So I tabled the thought, went back to her, not too long after that, and said, Mom, it's right here in my gut. I need to do something special for retired educators. And she said, well, have you ever heard of organization or event that also honors custodians, school bus drivers? She just started going down the list of supporters of the school village, of the staff. I said, no, I haven't. She said, well, add that to it, then you got something. Then about a year later, I started Teachers Appreciation Foundation. And I said, not only I wanted to do an awards banquet, but I wanted to be the analogous to a Grammys or NAACP awards, just something that never been done before, unprecedented. So here we are, almost 10 years later, we've been honoring people all over the country. As my son says, Malik said, even in Beijing, China, we had connections pre COVID-19. We have, overseas connections to honor these people that's never been honored before. And then one thing that really excites me is when I hear people say, wow, something so simplistic but yet so momentous in nature to honor these people in this particular fashion.
Yes, yes. Awesome. That, you know what? So let's talk a little bit about how do you make your selection of the honorees, the people that you honor? Like, is there a certain process they have to go through, or is it like, people submit their names? How does that process work?
It's a form we have on our website, TAF5.org. It's TAF, the number 5.org. And it's a form they fill out. And then once they submit it, it goes to our board of directors.
Okay.
And
So,
go ahead. I'm sorry. No, I said I know later in the interview I do want to elaborate on the partnership, on how we partner with the James Booth Foundation. I would love to tell this story.
You took the words right out of my mouth. See, that's why I love this, y'all. This is why we can just talk with, no scripts, no nothing, because you know what? We just throw it all in. I was going to ask about your partnerships and with the James. So this is just perfect with segue into, how did you start collaborating with different partners such as the James Booth?
Yeah, a mutual friend of ours, he came to me and he gave me a brief synopsis about her and in the reason for the organization. And I said, man, I'm highly interested in knowing more. So he connected us. And interesting, she had called me. We were just having a generalized colloquial conversation. And she just asked me, you know, she's real melodious with how she talks. So, you know, she asked me, well, how are you feeling? Oblivious to her, I had just had a stroke.
Mhm.
When we talked maybe, I don't know, maybe in a couple of weeks after I got out the hospital. I'm thinking maybe a week or two after I got out of Mercy Rehabilitation Center. So we got to talking, you know, just the surface talk about her organization, about mine. And then she asked me, how was I doing? Are you feeling okay today? I said, well, I just survived a stroke. And then our conversation morphed into a whole different dynamic. It went to a whole different, you know, stratosphere, so to speak, because not only, you know, she has something she can fully relate to. I said, yeah, I got to get you on these platforms with me so you can tell your story, I can tell mine, because since I had a stroke and she was near and dear to her father, who also had a stroke, and now we got something even more near and dear to talk about that hits home. In addition to the mission of the foundation that she has, that steers to the youth and education, but James Booth was the actual gentleman, her father, we shared the same experience in life of having a stroke.
Oh wow. Okay. 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 So
Yeah.
listen, Mrs. Like you chime in a little bit on that because first of all, I mean, I listen, you look good for coming back from having your stroke.
Thank
You
you.
know, you're doing amazing. And ain't God good? Because listen, even though
Yes.
all that is happening, you know what? He still tells us, like deep down inside, listen, you still got, there's still more for you to do. You know what? I ain't done with you yet. I
Right.
ain't done with you yet. You know, I still got, you still got to come on and finish out this work that you've done. And like you're leaving a legacy. So your son is going to pick it up. We talked about legacies, you know, beforehand. But tell us a little bit more about, you know, why you really decided again to collaborate with you know, your the James Booth Foundation. Why did you guys really, you know, just consecrate this collaboration together?
So, to add to what Kareem said, that conversation did take a really unexpected, unique turn because of his stroke. And as he mentioned, my dad, James Booth, he had a stroke back in 2007. And fast forward about 12 years, I took care of him mostly by myself for the entirety of that time. And we did call in medical professionals, etc. So I'm going to pause right here for my soapbox moment to everybody to monitor your blood pressure. You can look perfectly fine visually, but a lot of things internally could be going on with you. And I'll tell people all the time that my dad, he was a basketball referee for about 25 years, and he had a stroke preparing for a basketball game out of town. And he had the body of a 35-year-old, and he was 53 at the time. He just slumped over and had a hemorrhagic stroke, which to those who don't know is a bleed in the brain. It left him paralyzed on his right side. He also had aphasia, which is an inability to speak well, although he did have some understanding. Now, he wasn't expected to live but about 72 hours, and he survived 12 years past that
Mm,
because, again, his work wasn't done.
yeah.
However, I didn't know that his work needed to be fulfilled through myself.
Yeah.
So that's really how the James Booth Foundation blossomed because I thought, well, he spent the majority of his time helping students, particularly students that look like us. Not that he wouldn't help others, but that's just where his heart was, specifically for young men that were fatherless and financially disadvantaged. And so that's where I decided to pick up the torch more aggressively. He passed away in January of 2020. And that's also when I decided to get more aggressive with the foundation initiatives and reach out to more students by way of mentorship, financial accessibility, and just a host of other things that we've done really under the radar as a labor of love. But once I got out into the community, I'll tell you, legacy can just perpetuate a thing. It can really promote and excel it. And what I mean by legacy is I have not met one person, and I'm definitely not soliciting for bad info here, but I have,
No, this is a platform. Do
Do
it
your
all, honey.
thing, yeah.
Yeah. Listen, because I'm gonna ask. Listen, I'm loving this conversation because every time you say something, look, I got my little notes. Remember, I told y'all no takers are money makers, y'all. I'm
That's
writing down notes. So sponsorship is gonna be our next topic.
well, I'll tell you,
Good deal.
I'll tell you, he was such an inspiring man that I had the pleasure of calling dad. But where legacy comes into play is there was not one person that ran across his name in my presence that had one thing negative to say about him. In fact, he was the person who I am actually working on a collection of stories because of his life's work. And in that, he just talked, or others talk about how he impacted their lives so greatly, from the paraprofessionals to the teachers, to the principals, to the students. Even the police officer at that high school said that he would not have survived his first year outside of the leadership and growth that my dad helped him fulfill. And so I feel like those are definitely big shoes to follow. But although I'm under 5 feet tall, I'm willing to fill them and go marching in and just help our students, because it's so important that we keep the mindset of each one teach one. As we're all growing and becoming more successful, it does us no service if we don't pull people up with us. And so that's one of the reasons why I really appreciated Kareem and his foundation, moving the James Booth Foundation into a like-minded platform. It's been very inspiring just to see how lives are touched and how one person can truly make a difference. We always talk about how people need to do things. Like we'll say, they need to do this, they need to do this. We are the they we speak of.
Yes, yes. You know what? It's so funny because as I'm sitting here, I mean, it just brings chills to me because even my uncle used to work in the school system. His name is JB Jacks. He used to work in the school system, and people would always walk up to him, talk to him. He would receive rewards and awards and stuff. But it was just that they looked forward to him showing up. I mean, it was kind of like, even we had a gentleman's name was Chunk Stevenson. I mean, everybody knew who he was just because of the leadership he did within the school. Just think, men that don't, kids that may not have that father figure in their life, and you have these amazing leaders that show up. Y'all listen to me. We're talking about show up into these amazing kids' lives and transform their lives. I mean, and they just turn out to be so amazing based on everything that we do, or just us showing up. Listen, my thing is the blessings are in the show up, and every time we show up, yes. I got a lady on that is always understanding when I'm talking about the blessings are in the show up. But as they show up, these amazing figures show up. Now, I want to talk about, because I know, listen, this ain't cheap to put on and to put all this together. Now we're going to talk into money. So, dog, for all those who listen, we're going to be taking some sponsorships, some donations. All of that comes into play. So tell us about like sponsorship. What kind of sponsorships are you looking for? Or what are some people that have came together with you to put this on?
Great question. No, the one thing that I've echoed over the years, we cannot do this without the support of the community. It's impossible. We are a nonprofit organization, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So even if you want to do some general donations, you can go to our website, tab5.org, TAF, the number 5.org. This year we have some great sponsors. We have Tinker Federal Credit Union, we have Madison Honda, and we have the Santrice Foundation. All great, phenomenal. I'm not just saying that because they sponsored us, but there's some great organizations that believe in the value of education. So the TAF Awards being this year, July 9th, we pushed it back because of my health condition, because of me being a survivor of this stroke. I'm a stroke survivor. So we pushed it back to July 9th. And the TAF Awards is the platform, is the Grammys for dignitaries, educators, and support staff, and our sponsors believe in that. You know, we have some recognizable sponsors, be it Tinker Federal Credit Union, Baddison Honda, the Centrise Foundation. If you want to be a sponsor, go to our website, TAF5.org. That's TAF, the number 5.org. We are a nonprofit 501c3 organization.
Did we get it right?
Yes.
TAF. Okay, there we go. .org.
That's it.
Okay, so y'all, wait a minute. We gotta really kind of hone in on this part. You know me. We gotta really hone in about getting this money, right? We spend a lot of time, you guys, and we spend a lot of money on different things, but we know that we have to invest in the education of our children. We know that, listen, we can't get to the Grammys for free, right?
Right.
We can't get to the Grammys for free. It costs for us to get there. Now, is there tickets that can be purchased to participate?
Absolutely. I'm gonna let my son handle that. I'm gonna let Malik handle that part.
Over there. We gotta bring him out to the forum.
Yes, ma'am. So tickets are available for purchase on eventbrite.com, or you can go to our website. However, tickets will not be sold, and I repeat, they will not be sold at the door. And so to get your tickets, your general admission will be $60. Your VIP will be $75. And so you can get your tickets that way, or you can get, like I said, our website or Eventbrite, or PayPal/.
Now, is there anything that comes with the VIPs? Is something different? He jumped off. Okay,
he jumped off. Yeah.
Is it something that you get with the VIP? Explain the VIP, because a lot of people like that VIP title. Like, if I can get in the VIP, that's where I'm going.
Yeah, let me elaborate on that. He having some technical difficulties with his phone. The VIP, you get complimentary Moet champagne. You get a free ticket. We give away. I don't want to. It's a segment in the show. I don't want to say what it is.
Hey, don't give all the secrets, because we want to.
It's a segment in the show where we give away goodies.
Okay.
So, being a VIP, you get a one free ticket to win for the possibility to win the prize giveaway or the cash giveaway. Okay. And then you get name recognition. Okay. So I repeat, you get free Moet champagne, get a free ticket to possibly win some, and we got Walmart also gives us sponsored different goodies for us to give away, whether it could be a flat screen TV, it could be, what is those Bluetooth speakers that people use in their homes. Mm-hmm. So some good stuff that if you sit in the VIP, you have the opportunity to win, to play into that with that free ticket. Like Willy Wonka won the golden ticket. You seen that movie? Yeah. Okay. But Charlie on Willy Wonka. But yeah. Okay. Each VIP get a golden ticket. But go ahead.
I want to impress up on you all. This is very important. So all the audience that's listening now, those who's going to catch the replay, we need your help. I'm going to bring it out. We need your help. We need your participation. Yes. We need for you to go here to donate, to become a sponsor, buy a ticket, get your VIP ticket. And
definitely.
Even if you can't come, give it to somebody else. And even if you just can't come, buy the VIP ticket anyway, just to support. Because I'm telling you, listen, whether it's your kids are in school now, it can maybe be a niece, cousin, grandbaby, or whoever is going to have to eventually enter into this segment of education. And don't you want them to have the best? Don't you want them to have what it needs for them to be able to take their education and go to the next level? You want to see them walk across the stage for graduation. You want to see them start their own business. Look, I can keep going on. But it's important that we support amazing organizations like this. It is so important, because you have to remember at one point in time, guys, that we all walked through those school doors. And we all seen everyone that helped, bring us to where we are today. And those that are now coming up behind us, they need to be appreciated because it's hard work. It takes a lot to do this. And we're entrusting our kids in the best hands of these educators. And we want to let them know, guess what? We appreciate everything that you're doing. We appreciate it, like you said, from the bus driver to the security guard to the janitor to the principal to the secretary to the person who's making the copies for you to go into your classroom. We appreciate you all, and we have to show that in order for us to be able to give our children the best education that they can get. Okay, so listen, I want to say now, is there anything that we need to do as far as the James Booth? I mean, are you looking for sponsorship, or I mean, I know I can say that?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
We are always looking for sponsorships. We're definitely always looking for sponsorships. And I'll tell you, it's been my observation that since COVID, nonprofit sponsorships and donations are down just across the board. But we don't want that to discourage us, but encourage us to step in and to do more. We accept donations from individuals and corporate sponsorships. They can donate on our website, which is jamesboothfoundation.org, all one word, or they can donate via Venmo, James Booth Foundation, or Cash App with the cash tag James Booth Foundation. You can also look us up on Instagram, and it is really, really easy to donate to us. You'll see our mailing address on the website or on the social media platforms. But we just pass through money to help the students get the necessary resources they need so they can be successful in their sport and they can feel good about what they have on and have that boost of confidence. So thank you for asking.
Yes, yes. We want to make sure that we support everybody because, like I said, we can't do this thing by ourselves. It's going to take more than just us to get this movement going. Yes, thank you so much. We got this here. Thank you so much. So here's the link to make a donation. Let's see what else. I don't want to miss nothing else. So at this big event, listen, y'all, when y'all go to the Grammys, we have comedians, music, I don't know if it's going to be a little bit dancing or whatever, but we're going to make sure that all this is included, right? Is this what's included in our Grammys? I want to hear from you. Come on, son. Come on and speak up. Look, you got Eddie doing all the talking.
we have a red carpet event from 5:30 to 6. It's a mix and mingle. You can have a spirit of your choice. Just mixing with everyone. They're gonna have photo ops. You can take some pictures, media. So there'll be a lot of different, opportunities to have fun, to dance, to meet different educators, custodian workers, the different people that come out, even people just coming to support, whether they're just coming to enjoy the show. And so, yes, ma'am, you can come and dance at that time and have a good time. Yeah.
We're still all about education, but we like to have a good time as well. Let me see. And let me tell you, it's nothing else. Like I'm all things networking. It's an opportunity to especially do some amazing networking as well. Let me see. Am I missing anything else out? I mean, I am so in awe of what you're doing. This is just amazing. I, love to expose my audience to what you're doing. Listen, I need for everybody, if nothing else, if you ain't heard nothing else out of this conversation, I need for y'all to make sure that y'all make a donation and go and support this event. I mean, we've talked about the amazing, what this organization is. We've even talked about health, y'all, on here, and making sure that you take care of yourself. I am so amazed at your recovery that you have came through. You're just a strong individual that's doing some amazing things in the community. I mean, these are leaders that we're looking at from, and believe me, you know what? God is thanking you for everything that you're doing, both of you, for your father as well. I mean, he's just like, dancing, saying, hey, thank you for still, making this movement happen and changing people's lives. Y'all, that is so, so important. So I'm gonna let y'all leave with any other final notes or words. All I can say is go out and make sure that y'all make a donation to this amazing cause. Thank you all for tuning in with us on Facebook. We got Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, all going on. Thank you all for joining in to Talk to Me Tuesday. You know where I'm sharing all this helpful tips, So this is such an amazing event. Y'all, July the 9th, mark it on your calendars. I can't stress it enough. You know what? Matter of fact, as we were talking, I have a lady who I'm going to have you guys, if it's okay, if she can get you on her show. She does international. She has a huge audience. I mean, because we really need to expand this and get it into some other places. I know the last time we talked, you were going to, I think it was it Dallas or Texas?
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I'm gonna see if I can set up an interview with you all to make sure that you actually can be able to distribute your message out, more internationally. She's good with getting donations. We don't ever say no to money
Right.
because we
Man,
know this
Right.
is what it takes. But I think you have a phenomenal a movement that is going on that definitely more people around the world needs to hear it. So I want to leave the interview with any final thoughts or comments that you want to say before we kind of close this out.
Well,
Yeah, I just go go ahead.
thank
Go
you. I'd
ahead.
like to add that we're about to launch our summer shoe giveaway, and that's exactly where the donations received will go. We'll have a call to action for students to write us essays about why they need and deserve a new pair of basketball shoes. Pretty simple, but you'd be surprised that sometimes we have a bit of a challenge getting kids to write an actual essay nowadays. So
Oh,
if you know middle school or high school students that are in need of basketball shoes for the upcoming school year, we love for them to visit our website, again, jamesboothfoundation.org, and submit an essay. We should be opening that up around the 15th of June.
okay. Now let me ask you a quick question. How many words does the essay have to be?
Actually, it doesn't have a limit of words. It doesn't have a minimum or maximum. And this is why. We want kids to be able to express themselves without the pressure and stress. Because
Yeah.
sometimes a need can be communicated extremely concisely. It doesn't need a bunch of fluff. If they say, my mom got laid off yesterday, we don't know how we're going to get shoes that I'm outgrowing as is, well, that's an immediate need. So we want the kids to feel comfortable in speaking to us because we know that everyone's at a different level in our school systems, but we at least want them to do more than simply fill out a form that just gives their age, date of birth, etc. So we want them to have a little skin in the game. But the longer the better, of course.
Yes.
I
Well,
like
and that's how people really tell their stories through writing. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Sometimes they can't say it verbally, but they can put it on paper and you can get all the good, juicy information that you need. So that's an awesome, awesome thing. So now it's gonna be, you said it's gonna open it up on the 15th,
of June.
the entries. Okay, and how long will that go through?
It'll go through July 15th, and
July.
we'll select our recipients near after that within about a week period,
Okay.
and they'll be notified, of course. But
Oh,
our goal is to not turn one child away. And we
oh,
typically invest about $200 per pair of shoes because, things are increasing in cost as we speak.
yes, yes. Listen. So listen, for all of those who know anyone in high school, is it high school or elementary school? Just any school? I mean, what age
Middle
level?
school and high school, and we do have in the rules that we give preference to Oklahoma City public school students because that's where James served and spent the majority of his time.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Okay, so like, come on, y'all, let's go to the website. Let's get some participation because we know this is major. My last question is: are you giving how many people will be able to get this? Is it 1, 2, 3, or how many are you going to pick?
We have set so far for 25 students, but
Ooh.
again, we really, really have the expectation that no child will be turned away. So
Oh.
the favor of God is with us.
Now
to make it
listen,
happen.
I just gotta say this, y'all.
Mhm.
Every kid could walk away with a brand new pair of shoes that participate in this. And I
Mhm.
know that we all know somebody, okay? We all know
Yeah.
somebody. So let's come on, let's
Mhm.
get involved with this. Let's get as many entries as we can, and let's make this happen. Okay, father and son, what you got for me? I know you got
Yeah.
some last minute words.
Last thing. Yes, the TAF Awards, July 9th, the Grammys for dignitaries, educators, and support staff. Get your tickets off of Eventbrite/TAF Awards. You can go to our website, taf5.org. That's TAF, the number 5.org, or even paypal.me/TAF Awards. This event that you don't want to miss. The James Booth Foundation will be in the building. Phenomenal movement she started
I
for
love
the
it.
youth. The youth is our future. So that's why we created this Voltron with my movement and her movement, because it's all about honoring not only the educators, but the future leaders of the country, which is the youth.
Yes.
So get your tickets now. The last day to purchase tickets is July the 2nd. Tickets are not available at the door. So go to either one of those platforms to purchase your tickets. It's the TAF Awards, July 9th, the Grammys for educators, dignitaries, and support staff. And we thank you. We thank you. We thank you for huh?
I said, I'm gonna get my ticket now. And I'm throwing out a challenge to everybody who gets a ticket. You know what? Come on, y'all. Come on, everybody. Listen, I just gotta say this. Y'all can at least get, if nothing else, get the general ticket. I want you to get the VIP, but at least get the general ticket. You know, I don't know, like, you know, won't y'all like hit me up with the end. Thank you so much. So we got some other people on here talking about they're gonna get their ticket. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We can't do this without the support of the people. We thank you.
Y'all. Like I said, if you can't get the VIP, at least get the general ticket. Okay. Let's at least get the general ticket. I don't know. Everybody, somebody for the first, 20 people to get at least a general ticket, hit me in the inbox. Guess what? And I'm gonna give you a free feature. Oh my, no, I ain't gonna say that. But hit me up. So everybody, at least, you know what? Hit me up. Look, I'm gonna give you something special. I'm gonna let you come on, talk about what you did or something. But please support this movement. Come on, son. We got father and son. We got to leave the last words with the kids, with the son.
Well, last but not least, my dad, he literally took all the words out of my mouth, everything that I was going to say from me. So, as he said, you don't want to miss it. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to be there. I'm going to make sure it's the best place to be that day, that night. As I echoed, you cannot purchase tickets at the door. The last day to get tickets is July 2nd. And I just want to say thank you and for your listening audience. We do appreciate you for listening to us, and we're going to continue to build and grow. So we thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. So y'all heard it. Listen, don't go up there trying to buy no ticket at the door because they're telling you July the 2nd. Y'all, come on, let's support. Let's support and make the next generation, leave a legacy for a legacy for a legacy. Okay, so thank you so much, you all, for tuning in to Talk to Me Tuesday. We've had a great, amazing conversation. If you hit the replay, remember, go in there, make a mark, tell me that you paid, and I'm gonna throw something special in for you. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna throw something special in there for you. Okay, until the next time, same place, same time. Talk to Me Tuesday next Tuesday. Have a great day.
All right.
Thanks.